So,
Okay, it says you're live.
while you're starting that,
So go ahead.
All right, go ahead.
Yep.
call to order the May 8th, 2024 Parks Board meeting. In attendance, we have Jeff Eck, Christina Carr, right? Myself, Patrick Trainer, Gail Partain, and our esteemed Parks or what is it?
Parks
Parks,
Director of
Streets.
Parks and Streets.
Yeah, Preston King. Thank you. All right. Before we do the election of office, well, I guess we have to do the election of officers first, right? Before instead of.
That would be how we would normally do it, yes.
Okay. So before I entertain motions for the officers, do we know if Tim is willing to slide into the chair position?
He did not express that to me either way. But, I think we could always nominate him and vote for him. And then if he decides not to do it, you could always re-vote at the beginning of the next meeting. It's more just about establishing it at this point.
Okay. So I will entertain motions for nominations.
Motion to nominate
Empire.
Tim Pike
As chair of the Parks Board?
as chairman of the Parks Board.
Second.
Oh, you don't have to, you might abstain, I don't know, you can do whatever you want.
Well, she doesn't have to abstain. She can vote. Yeah.
She doesn't know what's happening.
Yeah, I guess.
He's a fully sworn member of the
Yeah,
board.
she's sworn in, so she.
The only
you're good
thing
to
we'll
go.
get
Yeah,
to in a
she-
minute is the minutes. But yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Okay. Any discussion on chairmanship?
I think Dr. Pike would make an excellent chairperson of the Parks Board. He's very knowledgeable, has been on the Parks Board for considerable
Over 2 decades now, I think.
length of time, so yes, I agree.
Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Tim Pike is now chair of the Parks Board until next meeting. All right. I will now entertain motions for our vice chairmanship.
Were there any nominations?
No.
No, there's no pending nominations. We can nominate Terry.
What about you?
I'm happy to do it as vice chair.
Come on, no.
I think, Pat, I think you're the man. I'm just saying. You've been here, you're here all the time.
Yep,
It doesn't change your duties, really, you think about it.
Yeah.
So-
I agree. Yep.
So Jeff Eck is getting ready to nominate you.
I would like to nominate Mr. Patrick Trainer as the Vice President of the Parks Board.
I second that.
Any discussion?
Do you have anything to say?
I'm willing to serve as vice chairman. I'm not willing to serve as chairman, but I would happily serve.
Are you honored?
I am honored to serve as vice chairman.
Yeah, and again, as the, the experience on the Parks Board definitely has been clearly recognized and appreciated by the commissioners and by previous Parks Board. So I very much support the nomination of Patrick Trainer.
Thank you for that very nice nominating speech. Any further discussion?
No.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? I guess I win.
Hey!
And may we say congratulations to the,
Business is done.
what's the
Officers.
The
Outgoing chair, or
no, the elect, I forget what the word is, yeah.
Okay.
duly elected
Could
officer?
be up. Yeah.
Okay. So announcements, we have the next Parks Board meeting on June 5th. While we're at this point, let's talk about, we typically take one Parks Board meeting off over the summer.
Yes.
Yep.
June 5th is that Wednesday night. Okay, so I will be here. I will not be here the next week. So I typically, it falls in August that we take that time off.
I'm out of town first week of August. I'm in Maine.
Okay, I think we typically kind of designate that as, even if you're not officially on vacation,
Yeah.
as like a vacation for the Parks Board. So can we somehow get that on the calendar? Okay.
Yes.
No Parks Board
So
meeting?
what we'll do is is we'll reflect that in the minutes of this meeting, Gail, and then I'll send an email around to everyone saying that was the consideration at the meeting to cancel the August meeting.
That can help.
All right. So is there, well, let's, is there any citizens' comments
think-
on the agenda items? So,
So
go ahead.
I think this was, so this might be my error, so I can correct. Is the people that here for the parade, the ISKCON?
Yes.
Correct.
Yes. So I had, because of our discussion, based on their email, why don't they come up and just we'll address it now, and then we can move on to the other stuff? Because I wasn't able to email them back today about our discussion about the
Okay.
permit. So why don't we just bring them up, and then we can get that
Okay.
solved?
You guys would like to come on up?
Good afternoon, everybody.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello?
Hi. Yes, so we are changing the plan actually because there's some issues in our logistics with the chariot. So that's why we cannot take it on the road.
Okay.
So we are thinking of doing just like last year.
Okay.
Going on the sidewalk.
The path around Woodland Commons?
Yeah,
Okay.
and take it to the elementary school and back.
Okay.
Yeah, so unfortunately it didn't work out with the logistics.
All right. And it also probably saves you guys some money since you don't have to pay for the police officers to direct.
Yeah, we had to cancel the police. All the paperwork were going through, and then we had some issues with the chariot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, so there's then, I don't think there's, since we had already approved the parade and it's changing and we were perfectly okay with going through Wayland Commons and using the sidewalk to the elementary school, I don't think there's anything that we as a body need to approve and vote on. We could just, amend the permit to just say that there will be no street parade and I think
Yeah.
I think we're good to go.
Okay. And
Well, if I could just add, so in my recollection from and by the way, I totally applaud and appreciate your change of plans. But as I remember from our previous meeting, the ISKCON folks were going to come back with a more detailed plan for having a parade on
For the road.
Fisher Avenue with traffic, and now that's kind of a non-issue. So I think,
Yep.
Correct.
as I said, I very much appreciate your reconsideration, whatever the details may have been regarding the what's it called, the chariot, yeah, thank you, on Fisher Avenue, because that was, I have to say, that was a concern of mine, as I expressed in the last meeting. It was still a concern of mine even coming up until this very moment, to hear that you have a change of mind, because I was quite worried about having a large number of people, having a festival and a parade, taking up one of the lane of the traffics, and there would be no stopping of traffic on Fisher Avenue. So I was honestly worried about that, and
Well, now we don't have to be worried.
now it's a non-issue. So, thank you very much.
Within the park?
no, we will walk on the sidewalk.
Oh, I'm just saying, I didn't know if you were still going to try to incorporate that chariot into it.
Yeah, we'll have the chariot on the sidewalk to the elementary school and back, just like we did it last year.
Yeah.
Yep, okay, just around Wayland Commons.
Yep.
Yeah, just
Perfect.
yeah,
Around Wayland Commons, and then they walk on the sidewalk to the elementary school and back.
back.
On the sidewalk.
Yeah. So this time we may add a moon bounce for the kids.
Okay.
And we are thinking of having gift shops. We will be having items for sales and maybe some food items for sales as well.
Okay.
But just to let you know that if they have the moon bounce, they need to bring a generator.
A
because the power
generator.
won't be on.
Okay.
Yeah, so whoever you rent from has to, yeah. And I would just,
So that the moon bounce people should have the.
Yeah, you just
Yes.
tell them, there's no power, you need to bring a generator.
Okay.
they
That's
know
very
that.
common.
Yeah, very common.
Very common.
And then, there's no permitting issues with, food stuff and anything like that we have to worry about, right? Because it's,
So
yeah.
No alcohol.
not for the town, okay? So Wade and I had a discussion about this yesterday when I got your email. So there's no with food or selling items as far as we're concerned. The one thing that you might with the food is that Montgomery County does have a health permit that for events and things like that, that might apply. That's not our jurisdiction, so that would be the one thing to check
Yeah.
in on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we applied for the permit last year.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
You're on it.
perfect.
All right.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
Then for your purposes, you'll get an email from the town about your permit for Whalen Commons and all of that, and we
Yeah.
had a discussion internally about that today. So you'll get that issued fairly soon. Okay,
Yeah, and I will submit the payment soon, the checks.
perfect.
If you have additional
Okay.
comments, you can come up to you can sit at the other chair. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, please do.
It's just, and sometime closer to the festival, we would like to put up flyers in the town board,
In the
like, I don't know what it is called, as a bulletin board or something like that.
Oh.
So like people who walk in can actually look at the flyer.
In town hall?
Yes, inside
Yeah.
the town office.
Yeah.
Because this festival would be open to everybody in
In the-
Poolesville, not specifically an Indian ethnic
Gotcha.
community. So
Perfect.
This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
something that we would like to put up.
Yeah, I would suggest maybe, you go to the local businesses as well and ask them if they're okay with you putting up a flyer up as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
we,
Some may be okay with it, some may not, but I mean,
I did that last year.
yeah.
And one thing, this is a large event, our bathrooms are not open unless there is events, normally town events, but this is going to be a large event. So what, if you can, I'll give you my phone number to Friday before the event. Please get a hold of me and I will schedule somebody to open the bathrooms for you guys. Right, but I'm just saying, we don't leave them open, but your event's large. I would like to offer it to you, I'll just have somebody come by and unlock it in the morning, and they'll come and lock it in the evening. But Monday, the Friday before, please contact me, I'll give you my card before you leave, and I'll make sure that's all taken care of for you guys, okay?
Thank
sure,
you so
perfect,
much.
thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you, and you are all very welcome for the.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, thank
We're
you.
going to be having an Indian feast, so not
Yeah,
just.
it's going to be better than last year.
So we are improvising every year. We're trying to add a new.
I like
new
it.
items.
Yeah,
And it's free vegetarian.
yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for the
Thank you.
info.
Well, I want to especially thank you for reconsidering, it's on the Fisher Avenue and traffic and whatnot, and I think on the sidewalk over to elementary school, honestly, I just feel that that's going to be a lot safer for your participants, so congratulations, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
so much
you.
for all your help.
Preston, you want to make sure they get your card before, if they're heading out?
What do you need?
Their card? You're already on
Ready
it.
to go.
Preston, don't forget your.
Friday before, give me a call,
Yeah.
and I will coordinate so the bathrooms are open and closed, and if you have any other questions, you can call me anytime.
Thank you so much.
And all those things that we talked about tonight now, were in that email, so we could update the permit without having to.
Correct. Yep, everything we talked about was there in their previous email that they sent back. So I'll respond to them in the morning with all the appropriate information
Gotcha.
to get that started. And Kathy is aware for the permit as well.
So just so Christina knows, we typically don't do permit approvals except for Wayland Commons.
Okay.
Yeah, ball fields and things like that, we've streamlined that. That goes all through the town,
Okay.
but for purposes of Wayland Common use, it still comes through the Parks Board. All right. Approval of minutes. Do we have a motion?
Motion to accept the minutes from,
Now, we don't have a quorum on that, though, because Christina wasn't.
It doesn't matter. She's here for a
I'm
quorum.
just curious, that's fine.
Yeah. No, it's a great question. For the purposes of a quorum, it's fine. So therefore, she just won't vote on the minutes because you weren't here for that meeting.
okay.
And as a chairperson, am I allowed to vote for the approval of the minutes then?
Yes, you are. So the only thing that the chair doesn't do is start the motions themselves.
Got it.
So the motion gets moved and seconded by other people than the chair.
Got it. Thank you for the
Well,
clarification.
yes, I'm,
Robert's Rules of Order, a little practice,
Yeah.
a little rusty
thank you,
here.
Niles, yes, very useful. Approve the minutes of the April 3rd meeting of the Parks Board.
I second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 No opposed and one abstention. Yeah, so if you're, typically, if you're not here for the previous meeting, you just abstain. Which I guess we should have mentioned when we opened that, oh, I already did, who was in attendance, okay. Old business, the appointments of the trail working group, I know Tim wanted us to have kind of our top 3 folks that, that we would, be interested in seeing, on the, working group. Does everybody have that?
I'm abstaining from this vote because my husband's in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, good point.
So I'm kind of like, I don't know how this is gonna work, but,
Well, we don't know if he's gonna make it.
well, that's, but I'm like, I don't want to vote for anybody,
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you.
I
Conflict of
I get where you're coming from, Gail, yeah. So here's the thing, once Jeff is back, I think that's, like, we can determine what,
Okay.
how you guys want to proceed. Because if you three, you, Pat, and Christina have an agreement on 3, you could go with that. Otherwise, you could say, we can wait and push it off till next month. And then we can sort of proceed with the next stuff.
It's just tough. We keep pushing it, I feel like.
Yeah, I think we need to probably,
Don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, could we get Tim's,
Did he have recommendations?
did he have recommendations? He shared those with you?
He didn't share it with me. I can see and email him if he could be willing to provide that in an
Okay.
email. Hang on one second. Well,
Okay.
I will email Tim right now.
So I personally think Matt Partain, Gail's husband, should be on this. He is the ground superintendent at Glenstone Museum. I mean, this is kind of what he does. In terms of, he's got a BAS in landscape management, the whole 9 yards. I think he's probably a very qualified person to be on that. And then I think the civil engineer is probably a good use. I don't want to. I think it's Yotka Sharma. Did I pronounce it correctly?
Yeah, I think that's close enough for our purposes.
Yeah. I just think from a qualification standpoint, that's kind of probably what,
That name isn't familiar to me. I'm wondering if I'm.
Page 26.
page 26, yeah.
Sorry, I was off for a minute. Can you catch me up?
We were just talking about the parks, the committee.
Okay. The trails.
Yeah.
Yep.
Does anybody else feel strongly about anybody else?
We're lucky to have really talented people in our town.
Yeah, we have a lot.
As you read this,
I
I'm
was-
like,
like it's hard to. I was just kind of looking at specific qualifications for this particular for this particular field.
I also thought Jennifer Maroney was a good person since she's out and about daily.
Jennifer.
Walks constantly.
We have some highly qualified folks in.
Yeah, it's really kind of hard to.
Impressive. We're really lucky. I mean, Tim Powell.
I think Grace has done this before.
Yeah, she was on my list.
Yeah, I thought Grace was a good addition too, and I'm obviously I'd be perfectly okay with any of these people, honestly.
Seriously, yeah.
But we should maybe look at geographically too. Like Grace is over kind of in on what is it, the south, east side of town. Jennifer's over here in Elizabeth tonight, right? Jennifer, I think she's in Hickman Street. That's Elizabeth's Delight, yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
And then Matt's over, you guys are in West.
We're in Bodmer.
Bodmer, yeah.
Old school Bodmer.
And then, who was it?
I mean, I know Laura is like a outdoor on the streets.
I think like Tim lives in my neighborhood. He's all over the place, walking around.
Too many.
Or Eckert for sure.
Them all.
Yeah, I mean, what did we say it was? 3 or 5?
Said 3.
Three, so it's, yeah, so the whole total will be 3 residents, 3 members of the Parks Board, and 1 member of the Planning Commission, which is Brian Butt.
Okay. So do we have? Should we just one by one, or
I think we should all just list, well, those voting should list your 3.
yeah, we can list it out 3, and then we'll just wait for if Tim can give us his 3, and then we can kind of.
I emailed him. He has not responded yet.
Okay, so
So-
is everybody in agreement with that? We'll all just kind of list our top 3, and then we can just select out of the 3 that we listed as members. Does that sound like a fair and equitable way to do it?
Yes.
Okay.
But I have to say, the qualifications of these folks who've sent in there, I mean, it's just amazing.
Yeah. There's no dearth of talent in Poolesville, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so why don't we do that then? Why don't we just email our top 3 to Niles,
Okay.
Okay.
okay? And just individually email them to Niles so that we're not, and then Niles, you can compile the list and pull together. And if there's a tiebreaker, we can let the
Okay.
town staff be the tiebreak.
Okay.
Is that
So that's fine. So just so that I understand the process, so you're going to have, so what we'll do is that each of you will send in your top 3. We'll solicit from the other people their top 3, and then do it that way
correct?
yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll just do it via email to you, right?
Yep. Yeah, that's perfect.
Top 3, and then you should be able to
We'll rank.
correct.
Yeah,
Like, hey,
we'll do a sort of
you
a
know.
version of ranked choice voting
Yeah.
to figure it out.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yep.
you know,
Nope. I can do that.
John Doe got 3.
Yeah.
Jane Doe got 4. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh yeah, totally. Nope,
Got it.
we can do that. So I'll as part of the email I'll send out tomorrow about the August meeting being canceled. We'll also include this comment on this as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just feel like that would probably be the most efficient way versus us kind of
Yep.
going and spending a whole hour going
Yeah.
to each and every person. You know
Can
what I
we
mean?
put a deadline on it as like Friday?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I really do that.
Cool. I like it.
All right.
Mhm.
Sounds like a plan. All right.
right. Then
No.
there's one other thing we need to do, and I got to print out my memo, so I apologize about that. But the other thing is the mission statement, which you should find in your packets for the Trails Working Group. This is something I wrote. I think it's on like page 5 or 6.
Yeah.
And it's basically just outlining what you guys have been discussing in the previous meetings and put it in one place as a guiding principle for the Trails Working Group.
All right. Perfect. I think that works. And
So-
I think
So one quick question
Yeah.
is Matt withdrawing his application, or?
No,
No, okay.
I'm not gonna.
she's just not.
If he were,
She is going to send in her list, and if Matt, actually,
I'm not gonna.
she's not going to send in a list.
She's not going to send in
not
the
gonna
list.
send a
It'll be
list.
the other
Okay,
6
fair
of you.
enough.
Yeah.
If
And
he
then,
were to be on that, if he were to be on
Yeah.
that committee or whatever we're calling it, meeting group, then I will not be on the meeting group. And
Okay.
And Terry will, yeah.
Yes, well, thank you.
So, the only thing I would say is this, is that are we aiming as a committee, or as a working group rather, to provide recommendations so that we actually revise this master plan?
So not necessarily the master plan, because that is set in stone, but, or pretty much set in stone, I should say, outside the commissioners' vote, which we'll get to. But to revise the trail system, however we determine that. So whether it is the process for determining where trails are, whether it is how to pursue next steps in establishing the trails that already exist, that's the way to perceive it. Because so just as a clarification, the master plan doesn't set where the trails will go. That was a decision that was made in a previous master plan. This current master plan does not designate specific areas for
Doesn't
future
address
trails.
doesn't address the trails. Okay, gotcha.
Right. It addresses it, but generally just saying they are good and we should continue to have them.
But not where
doesn't
it
say
should
they're-
go.
Right, exactly.
Gotcha. Okay, correct. So because a lot of these decisions are being based off of an old master plan.
Correct.
Yeah.
The master plan,
Which at this
specifically the
point is
master plan from
34 years old.
1990.
Yeah.
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 It's the 1990 master plan where these were originally set in. So the current master plan doesn't go into that same level of detail on this topic.
So this
Doesn't
is
detail on a whole
basically
bunch
to
other
kind of
stuff.
establish a kind of set of guidelines for the town to use when implementing new trails that in areas that already exist, or
Yep.
as new developments come online. How do we address adding? Okay.
Yes. Now, if you'd like any of that added into the mission statement further than what is already said, that's fine.
I just wanted to clarify because there was no mention of revising the master plan, but it makes sense that we won't have to revise the master plan just because it doesn't actually specifically address where these trails are anymore.
Right.
The newest iteration of the master plan is.
Right.
Make sense? Is everybody cool with that mission statement then?
Yes.
Do we need
Well,
a,
I guess only one thing, so the mission statement, I don't know if I should address it, refers to.
I wrote it, so you can ask me.
The old master plan, right? So that'll be updated?
Yeah, so the way that I would address that is to say that, yes, so whatever decisions or recommendations this working group comes up with, as long as they are in agreement with what you as the Parks Board want to do and the Planning Commission wants to do and the commissioners, right, then that would be the policy that we would go forward going forward.
Yeah, it's
That's,
kind of-
that's the
we're
way
basically
I
trying to establish a trails policy, just like we have a stop sign policy now, just like we have a speed
Yeah.
limit policy.
Yep.
We're trying to basically say, so that we don't have citizens disputes going further, in the future, we can say, hey, these areas can be designated trails, this is the timeline, this is the frame, or, this is what a trail would look like, this is the difference, we can even probably spell out, this is a rustic trail, this is a walking trail. We can kind of do, we can get as granular as we want to, I think, but I think general guidelines is probably like developing this kind of scope of how we want the trail system to look moving forward and identifying areas that the town may already have easements in that a trail could potentially be a possibility.
right.
So just another clarifying question. Well, probably to Niles, and the Trails Working Group would report back to the Parks Board.
To the Parks Board
Let's say
first,
if we
yeah.
task them to say, well, design a trail in west of the Grove, and they come back with a certain plan and whatnot, they would report that to the Parks Board. The Parks Board would say, oh, that's great, maybe tweak this or tweak that. And then the Parks Board would present it to the,
We make a recommendation to commissioners, and I
Right.
think
Yep.
your example is I don't think it's going to be as specific as design a trail. It's going to be, hey, what are the guidelines for new trail systems throughout the town?
yeah.
And then our board, they would working group brings it to us.
Yep.
We make a recommendation to commissioners. The commissioner can shoot it down, or they could approve it.
Yeah, okay, swell.
And then if there are things that fall under the planning commission purview, it could go to that as well, right?
sure.
So just,
Yeah, of course, yeah.
for example, zoning changes or things like that that come out of that. group.
All right.
So,
Yep.
Of course, yes.
yeah.
Thanks.
Okay.
Perfect. Well,
So if you're good with the mission statement, then we would want a motion on that.
Okay. I would like to make a motion to approve the mission statement that Niles worked on for us.
yeah. So I second the motion to approve the Trails Working Group mission statement as written here. I don't know who wrote it, but I
I wrote it, yeah.
What the modification of it says the 1990 plan.
That was the original plan that the trails themselves were established in. So
Yeah, I think
every
Oh,
every
Niles is-
plan since then has just adopted that plan going forward. So,
Right. So
Oh,
what-
but the current one doesn't
No, no, no.
address
So,
it.
so that 1990 master plan is no longer valid, right? It's
Right,
been replaced,
correct.
right?
Right.
But that 1990s master plan is what everybody looks at when they're talking about, hey, why isn't there a trail here? Or can we put a trail here? What? So what we're saying is we need to address that 1990 master plan, right? And revise whether or not a trail is ever going to, some of the trails are in land that we don't even own. The town doesn't, you know what I mean? Like, so, and just say, hey, why isn't this done? Why didn't we move forward? Make those decisions,
Okay.
right? And take that information and bring it back to use that to build a new policy going forward.
Okay.
Because I think smartly, the commissioners in the new master plan didn't specify where trails would be.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
So that 1990s master plan doesn't work, but we need to kind of bring those ideas to 2024.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And revise it. So that's why I think he's referencing the 1990 plan, because that's where everybody falls back.
Okay,
to, because
understood.
There's not a current one.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep,
Thanks, Nels. And, yeah, thanks.
of course.
Okay, yeah, so I
So
second.
the second, with no amendment, yeah?
Correct, yes.
Okay. Any further discussion?
No, I'm happy. I'm clearer now, so for sure.
All those in favor? I'm just used to saying aye. Aye.
All right.
Opposed? No opposition. Motion passes unanimously. All right. Excellent. Okay. So the next order of business is the follow-up on the sidewalk priority list. So, so Christina, just for your own, get you kind of up to speed here. I don't know if you had a chance to look at past minutes or watch past meetings and all that good stuff, but so we're trying to most of the stuff that gets done in town, we obviously budget for it, but you know, our town staff is very good about getting grants from state and county. But in order to get a grant, we have to have a plan, right? And it has to be, you had to be able to present that plan when that money comes available. So we've got a plan for skate park. We're doing some work there. That's how we got the dog park done quickly. What we're trying to work on now is we're obviously fixing the streetscape as some of the new developments come online, but also the sidewalks through town, updating those where we need sidewalks. So we're basically creating a sidewalk prioritization list, right? And there's really two lists. One, where are the sidewalks? Where do we need sidewalks? And the second is, where do we need sidewalk repair, right? And so the sidewalk where we need is pretty easy. We can look at a Google map and say, hey, we don't have sidewalks here. So we know that our biggest issue with the sidewalks in town is around schools.
Yep.
Particularly around the high school. It's a show right now. We're working on getting that, because we're going to probably have a temporary sidewalk there because they blocked out where the other crosswalks are. Go ahead, Niles.
And we can talk about that more later. There has been movement on that around the high school, but we can talk about that after.
So our priority has been, hey, as that high school comes online, making sure that there's access, because that's where most of these kids are walking, right? And then going to the neighborhoods and saying, hey, Wesley, Westmont in particular, no sidewalks, right? We want to get those up to speed. And so, but what we're working on now is what needs repair. So we started with TAMA 2. and it's already done, or for the most part, I think.
They're working on it now.
Yeah.
We got a price on it and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So that-
I saw
that
some
work
of it
is-
replaced and some of it shaved.
Correct.
And what we're doing is if we can shave it down, we'll do it like with roots of push-up. If we can get it back to ADA compliant that way, then we'll do it. If not, we've got to identify what needs to be ripped up, and replaced. And so as a group, as a board tonight, we just need to decide, we need to start walking these areas. And so we typically do that as a group, usually about an hour or hour and a half before the next meet. Like, so if we schedule it for June 5th, it'll be, we'll start at, say, 6 o'clock, and we'll walk whatever, neighborhood we need to walk, and then identify those areas, get that reported back. Preston will have a list and be able to report that back to the town, so we have this, we can build that list out with a spreadsheet that we have.
Now, one thing I
This
want
is
to,
to get you up to speed on that.
yeah, one thing I kind of want to confirm, I don't know if it's for Preston or for Niles, that the flashing light is going to be across Wooton near West Willard.
Across West
It's
Willard.
going to be across West Willard.
Across West Willard. Now, where across West Willard? Right by the church?
Yes. You know where the doctor.
Okay, so no, this is a completely separate topic, but we'll go ahead and address it now.
'Cause to me, it kind of ties into.
Yeah, but I mean, just,
Yeah.
we were good.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, go ahead. No, let's go ahead and address it, because,
Okay, so Niles and Wade have got things moving on the sidewalk. I have ordered the flashing unit.
Yep.
It's sitting at the shop. I'm having poles made. They should be here next week.
Right.
Miss Utilities marking tomorrow. I just have to put the concrete, so we'll have I'm hoping by next Friday, we will have an operational crosswalk from the school to
bus loop, or to the Baptist church.
Baptist Church.
Yeah, so basically what happened was the contractor came to the town and said, hey, we made a mistake. We've got all the crosswalks blocked off. The kids can't enter these areas because they did the other area of the school. Now they've got the area where most of the kids are being
Yeah.
dropped off, and where there was crosswalks,
Yeah.
they can't enter the school there.
Fence.
And they also built a wooden, off the main thing, they have a wooden one that leads them into the school.
Yeah,
Oh, well.
so,
Everything's in place. They can cross now. We're just gonna make it safer.
yeah. So they actually have a crossing guard out there in the morning now on West Willard, just kind of helping facilitate crossing. So they came to and said, hey, do you have any solutions? We know this is temporary, but it'll probably get reused in that area
Well,
eventually.
in all honesty, it will probably stay now.
Yeah.
And we have another one on order that goes in at where Spurrier is.
Are we gonna get it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So
Are we gonna get an easement from the
both ends
Bap-
of the school are going to have crosswalks that are lit.
Okay, so my question is this, are we tying in the existing sidewalk in front of the Baptist church?
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
Okay.
It's
not-
all connected.
It's sidewalk, it's not going to no man's land. It's sidewalk to sidewalk.
got it, all right.
And
Well,
then
the-
say.
Because as it is now, there's no sidewalk there.
Yeah, 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 and then
Right.
the one at Spurrier is existing now, it's just, especially in wintertime, when it's dark in the morning, when the kids are moving,
Yeah.
it's very dark. So anyways, Wade and I had already had budgeted
Yeah, I
that.
think we'd already planned for
Yeah,
that.
yeah, but we just
Yeah.
accelerated it, and I already ordered all the stuff for that, and that's,
Okay.
like I said, one's going in, and then the other one, I hope I have it in before.
So
But
the
if
plan
not,
is
we'll be
that's
ready.
not temporary, that's gonna stay, which I think it should.
It's gonna
We
stay,
may need
yep.
one on the Wooton,
Yep,
once we get, because we need to get sidewalks all up and down there.
yep.
Yeah, and so what the school has also done as part of this conversation that we've had with the school is they've connected the sidewalk now all the way down Wooton. So where that bus stop is on Wooton, now that sidewalk goes all the way to the corner.
Yeah.
So now you can go all the way down Wooton on one side, all the way down, which was not the case before.
Yes,
Well,
otherwise you had to walk through the parking lot.
Well, I'm not clear
Yeah.
with this. Because if you go by the bus stop at K2 Cafe, the sidewalk stops.
What they're
Not
saying is
on-
they've
We're not
extended
talking
that.
about that bus stop. We're not talking about that bus stop. The bus stop we're talking about is actually on Wooton Avenue.
Yeah.
If you go by Pat Morningstar.
Oh, it's on Wooton Avenue,
Yeah.
not West
It's
Willard.
the-
If you
kids
know where
bus stop.
Morningstar Welding is, right? If you come.
Yes, yes.
It's the one that, as soon as you look there, it's right there.
Yeah.
Now, there's a sidewalk from there all the way to West Willard.
Oh,
And
Yeah,
that, and that ties into that crosswalk now that I'm lighting up next week to the parking lot, over at the.
Okay, now, are you going to paint like a zebra stripes on the,
We're going to paint what's existing. At a coincidence, I have a crew in next week to paint some parking spaces. I also contracted out, they're going to repaint the marks that are on the road.
Now,
Because that's going to be resurfaced in the near future, I think. And
I think they're gonna resurface, I think, when they.
once the
finish.
construction's
Yeah.
done.
Once they finish.
Yeah, so we're not going to put a whole lot of money. We're going to make it very serviceable. And then when we resurface it, then we'll have the crystals that,
Yeah,
okay.
stuff put in there.
yeah. all that
And-
good stuff.
And to Jeff's, just to tie all of this into one, to Jeff's question about the part on West Willard where the bus stop is
Right.
near K2, we're currently in conversations with the homeowner there for an easement, or sorry, the property owner, it's a commercial building.
Yeah.
There to continue that sidewalk all the way up to the corner of Fisher and West Willard.
Yep.
So that is
And that's
also in.
that's high up on the sidewalk priority list. So we,
Yes,
yeah.
and that's already in the process. It's just a matter of signing documents and things like that.
will that be a
So
5-foot
just-
wide? 'Cause
Yes, it has to
Yep.
be now. It
Mhm.
has to be.
Yes, it has
It's
to be.
not very wide.
Whenever you add, it has to be to
88 is now
88
5 feet, yeah.
Fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's well.
Yeah, and I mean, eventually I would love to see sidewalk on the other side as well,
Yeah.
connecting to Wooten.
Yeah.
That has more complicated things
I
related
understand.
to
It's also
drainage
got
and
swales,
stormwater.
grading issues, and you've got that,
Yeah.
where the new Riverworks thing is very close to the
Yep.
road.
All
There's a
right.
lot that
Yeah.
goes on to that. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And just as a curiosity, have you been, either Preston or Niall, in touch with Principal Carruthers about his desire to have the sidewalks all along, even where the construction fences are?
Yes, and that's where all this kind of came
Yeah, he's the one
from
that-
for what we've already done. He's already been in touch with everybody, and we've been in touch with
MC.
their contractors
Yeah.
and MCPS's construction engineer, who is in charge of all of these improvements anyways. So they are fully in the loop with what we are doing.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's great. That's number one priority
Yep.
by the schools, yeah.
Perfect. So I'm glad we tackled that now. So I have a suggestion about where we should actually walk for the next meeting. How about Tama, right behind us here? It's an older neighborhood. It's the sidewalks haven't been updated at all. We got there is some bulging or some
Especially up on McKernan Way.
yeah.
I'm down.
And I think we can easily walk Tama and the courts, or like Dr. Walling, Tama and the courts,
Yeah.
fairly quickly. Everybody in agreement?
All right.
So are the trees pushing the slabs up and down?
The trees are, big time.
So we want to meet here at 6?
I would say meet in this parking lot here, and then we could just walk the trail here.
So I'll add that to my email to everyone
Yes,
for
thank you.
tomorrow
Yep.
with that suggestion then.
Okay.
Okay.
Any other new business? No new business? Preston?
Okay, we've actually had a busy spring. We've been busy tying a lot of projects up. We actually have met with 2 Eagle Scouts in the last 2 months. And our trail system, what's interesting, humans tell you where they want to travel. It's the natural paths develop. So the middle school, several years ago, when there's some cedar tree patch, they put a nature trail in. Well, now adults are using it, and they have a dirt path that crosses several ravines, goes across the dam of the pond, and circles all the way around. This is the middle school pond.
Yeah.
So the kids have taken logs and built makeshift bridges in there, which is not safe.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of. So Eagle Scout approached me about putting a bridge in. We're doing something. I said, you know what? Some low-level bridges, which are only 6 inches over the water, and the water's only 6 inches deep. So he's going to put some low-level bridges like I have at Collier Circle Pond. I put one in.
Yeah.
It's very simple, 6x6s, bolted together, railing, and we're going to improve that trail. That is not part of our system. I believe it should be added to our system because, once again, humans have told us where they want to go. And so we're trying to, and right now it's a very slippery, muddy area, and we're going to try to improve it the Eagle Scout had already started to put some improvements for the ponds itself.
Yeah.
And now this is another add-on. And then the other fella,
Can I
he's.
ask a quick question?
Yes, sir.
So this is the pond where,
At the middle school.
at the middle school, where the Tom Fox curves,
Yes, sir.
and it's low line?
Yes, yes.
I thought that was a stormwater runoff pond.
It is.
So won't the water come up and down?
Yes,
Go over the
Yes.
bricks?
yes,
Oh, it will?
yes.
Oh, okay.
In extreme flood situations,
Yeah.
it will.
Yeah, same with
But
in Collier Circle.
But Jeff, it will happen once every fifth year.
Oh, okay.
It's not a high, it doesn't happen
Okay.
on a regular basis. It's like anything can flood
Yeah.
in there. And it won't be a problem, because I have one at Collier Circle. If you want to see what we have, go down Collier Circle, Wooten Avenue to Stevens, go down the trail, and we have a little creek there, look to the left, right before the pond.
Oh,
I built one there. Every once in a while, it does go under. But I made it out of 6x6s.
It's not going
It's
to move.
not going to float away because it's rebar to the ground.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
Okay.
And it can-
So can I ask, just, can we add Preston to the working group for the trails?
He will be, the
As a
staff will be
consultant?
involved anyways.
Okay, yeah, because, I mean,
So,
the other thing I was going to think is he's got to know where, like, if we decide to build a trail, he's got to know whether or not we
Yeah.
have equipment back there. And all
oh,
that good
absolutely,
And
yes.
I wouldn't mind, because just my knowledge of the area,
stuff. Yeah.
I think it's fine.
yeah. No, we
So
would.
he can
we would
consult to the working
always-
group. Okay.
Yeah. Mhm. So you don't have to appoint staff because staff is part of,
And
Got
it
it.
tells me what I got to do. I got to
Yep.
know how this goes. But,
Sorry,
anyways,
sorry, Preston.
Yeah, that's fine. So the second Eagle Scout, just out of coincidence, comes through because I need a project. I said, you know what, we need a couple benches to support our trail system. So the pollinator patch that was put at Collier Circle Pond last by the other Eagle Scout, we're going to have him put a bench, which will mirror the Eagle Scout project at the plant pond. We have a nice bench, gravel area, and at the pond, at middle school pond, there's a big hill in the back, beautiful hill, and people sit in the grass. But we'll probably that's where the other bench is going to go, so you can literally sit there, and it's so high, and the pond is below.
Yeah,
you. It's
yeah.
really a cool, and I think it's going to be one of those things, once people truly see there's a bench, and I think we really should add it. And you're talking about walking that, I'd like to take the crew over there.
But there would be no path up into those benches.
What's that?
It wouldn't, I
No,
don't see
no,
it.
right now, there's no, I do not see, and I don't want a blacktop path.
Oh.
I just.
Yeah, it's just
leave-
like
it's a-
people can
it's just-
leisurely
just
walk up
where-
the hill,
Like I
yeah.
said, it's a very natural
Okay. Yeah.
setting,
Okay.
and we'll put a bench for people to sit there.
Oh, very
And, you know,
Community nature.
it's just one of those things. It's a nice spot, and people will use it. As soon as you start putting blacktop down,
Oh, yeah.
it changes the whole
Yeah.
AD, all sorts of stuff. This is
Yeah.
just a,
And water runoff, all that good stuff.
oh my God, might get them sneakers dirty.
But you also, but I like the idea of the bench by the pollinator patch too, on Collier.
Okay.
I do too.
Yeah, the bench by the pollinator patch on Collier.
Just as,
And it's amazing how many people really do walk all the way down the Plant Road to that bench, and the mornings are because the sun beams on it, and then of course you have the pond there, all the baby geese and stuff in there, and we had a tremendous amount of waterfowl this year, and it's a great place for observation. I mean, we had species we haven't never had, and I'm very observant. So it's really a cool pond because it does flora and fauna. I mean, you can't beat it. I mean, we have the patch, and then we have the birds and the foxes run through there. And and that park's far enough away, so it doesn't get a whole lot of human traffic, so the animals are kind of a little bit more relaxed out in there. Anyway, so that's what I like to, the other place is put, so people can sit and reflect and relax.
I just have a question about that.
Yes,
And
sir.
I think that's a fabulous idea. But do we have to be, because I know we had some issue before where the trail that we were designing was not ADA compliant? And is it required, maybe it's a Niles question, or maybe it's a press question.
Right.
Do we have to
I don't
provide,
think it's
do
technically part of the trail system.
we have to provide access to these?
It's not part of, it's not
Not
part of our trail
necessarily.
system. It's not part of our trail
Yeah.
system. So
Right.
we leave
So-
leave it
so
as a
you
rustic.
can put it, like, there's various different things about it. Like, once you do a trail, and the determination of what a trail is very
This is why
complicated.
we need
And how
to
the ADA, right, but also how it complies to the ADA varies. So like if you're doing a natural trail, the ADA requirements are different than doing a paved trail, right? So similarly, if you just put a bench somewhere, you know, you don't necessarily have to have access to it because because the whole point of it is that sort of natural setting. Like you don't have to do ADA unless you're providing some access to it, then it has to comply. Do you see what I'm saying? Like
Yes.
it's not a
Exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, nothing's improved on the trail. And the bridge, we can actually say it's and it really is, it helps with my access to maintenance. Because I have to mow and get equipment across and pick up trash. So it's more, it benefits me for, taking care of the pond.
Right.
So, but it's going to fall into a very usable, people are going to go across it.
Yeah.
Type of thing.
Yep.
And Pat, what I'll do, I'll try to get some pictures when I'm out,
Yeah.
and that will give you guys more of a visual on that. But if you guys walk a lot, but the middle school pond,
Yeah,
Yep. I've been back there.
have you walked that backside?
I haven't yet.
I
Where the
have.
dam, have you walked all the way around to the dam?
No.
I think I have. Yeah.
But, Gail, on your
Fishing.
travels, I know you
Yeah.
like to walk, because actually, so you walk by the middle school and don't go where everybody parks,
Yeah,
keep
yeah.
going. There's literally a metal gate that just sits out. I don't know what it does. It just,
That was Bryce or no Cole McKinney's. It was like the outdoor classroom with the rustic trail.
but they never followed through with that. Remember they came in and we had some young people come through, they wanted to
Yeah,
bring.
yeah. Well, no. I mean, there's an outdoor classroom setting out by JPMS.
Yeah, behind it. Yeah,
That's where that trail starts.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So anyway, but and just walk.
Yeah.
You got the houses and the pond. Just walk in between it, and all of a sudden, I'm telling you, because we mow it, and it opens up, and it's a very cool visual to the pond.
I think my kid might be making your bridges, but I don't know about that. He's like, I'm going down to the pond, and I'm like, oh, great.
No, then the fellow I talked to wasn't your son.
No, he's not he's not an
Is
Eagle
he the
Scout.
log engineer?
Probably.
Is he the log engineer? Hey, they did a good job. I'm just telling you.
He's the log engineer.
Maybe. He spends a lot of time there.
Which is good. But you know, that's what I'm saying.
The log engineer.
Patrick, we do have room for trails.
Absolutely.
Like I said, people,
Yes.
if we give it to them, or they kind of, like I said, like you build a park, and after 6 months, you shouldn't have built a sidewalk until the people start walking. Then you'll see, for years, Campbell Park had a dirt path right
Oh,
down the middle.
absolutely. What we did with Campbell Park was nothing until we did
But
something.
I'm
with
saying, but literally, there was a dirt trail that went through the park to the, where it met. And so, guess what?
That's what
They showed us. They said the people showed us they wanted a trail. And now around that pond, ever since COVID, it's just more and more and more. And of course, more people have found out about it. And but it's a little challenging in one area. One side is an easy walk.
Yeah.
Coming out of the middle school, it's a challenging walk. So
Yeah, it's
you're
pretty
not
steep.
limiting access. It's just like you choose A if you're an older, slower type of thing, and if you're a little more
Some of
adventurous.
these older hikers are pretty darn fit.
What's that?
Some of these older hikers are pretty darn
Yeah,
fit.
no, but I'm talking about the A.
Yeah.
No, Patrick, I'm talking this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's steep. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no, yeah.
No, I've been up that hill.
What's that?
I've been up that hill. It's steep.
I'm going.
No. I'm talking about the one that comes out the middle school.
I know.
Yes,
I'll
yeah.
text
Yeah.
you.
Oh, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? That's just not easy. And you throw a little rain on it, it's not.
Oh, yes.
So what they're going to do, they're actually going to cut and put steps down.
Oh, cool.
Like logs?
Yeah.
The Eagle
They're
Scout?
going. All they're going to do is take 6x6s, just dig them back in.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, like you would see on a national like a
very national park type of
Yeah.
thing.
very cool.
Is that the Eagle Scout project?
What's that?
Is that the
Eagle
Eagle Scout
Scouts?
Part of
project?
the Eagle Scout project.
Oh, good for them.
No, anyways, things are moving well with that. I get to hire personnel July 1, a full-time personnel.
Oh, excellent.
Nice. I have 3 summer helpers started. I've already selected them. One's a repeat from last year, which is, and then we'll start on our pond. When they get here, I normally start on my pond maintenance. This year, every pond had a brood of geese that was successful.
Cool.
Had a what?
We have more baby geese this year than ever,
Yay!
which is really cool.
Oh, that's great.
Some people love them, some hate them, but I just,
Yeah.
Nature.
Hey, that reminds me, we were going to put together a list of the areas that you are currently mowing that we need to go back and let it go into no-mow areas.
Yes.
Are you still working on that, or?
I fumbled the ball. I just been busy this.
No, I get it. No, it's,
But another,
you just reminded me because
but on another side note, so Arbor Day, we went and the property, we have been about 4 or 5 years into it now, near the middle school. We actually planted 25 loblolly pines, 2 Virginia pines, and 2 white oak trees in there, all seedlings.
yeah.
So anytime I have a chance, like Arbor Day or something like that, I try to improve our property
Yeah.
with that. So we also had that this springtime. Yeah, we added that in there.
I honestly think the no-mow, like over by Elgin Park, I walk by a lot just because I'm over there, but I think it looks great.
Yeah, sure.
I think it actually looks better, honestly.
Yeah, and it's going to go through its phases.
Yeah.
But right now, we still, hey, everybody can walk. It's nice and safe. But now we've backed it out. That's a natural pollinator patch. People don't realize.
Yeah, absolutely.
It
That's
will
what
go
I'm
through the stages of, and then it'll have some small trees. Then it collects a different type of songbirds will nest there.
Oh, yeah.
But then they'll grow bigger. Then another species will take it, and these will no longer use it. So we're still in the beginnings with a lot of grasses, beginning trees and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So anyways, I do like how the direction we've headed with that, with the streams, the ponds. We don't, and one thing I've done also, I do not mow our ponds or the edge of our ponds until all the geese are done.
Yeah.
And we used to mow them earlier, and then I only mow them once a year too. And people, by August, there's some trees and stuff, and people, it's a little tough to fish or whatever, but it's better for the soils, it's better for the pond, the whole thing.
Yep.
And so we've moved, and we really didn't have a mandate to do it, but Wade and Niles, they've given me some leeway to do it. And Seth actually, one thing he did, he let me do what I needed to do to get things started. And I think most people are happy with it, with the direction it's gone.
Have you seen I know Collier, we always had the problem with Collier Pond with the,
The duck.
with the algae because of the.
Well, Collier Circle, people say it's the algae. It's truly not algae. It's a duckweed. It's a hydroponic plant that has roots. Because if you go in there and literally take your arm and push that duckweed, it's the clearest water you've ever seen.
Okay.
But aesthetically, when you're looking out your window, you're like, my God, that's a green. And everybody says,
So it's not algae, it's duckweed. Okay.
no. Now I do have a pond I'm going to have to address at Stevens Park.
Have we seen the water circulators that shoot sideways instead of just to have, instead of being an up pond that it's like.
Well, the reason they go up is as they fall, and it does oxygenate the water. The more turbulence I have, it has more oxygen. But we have a problem over at Stevens, is that we have it's called a coontail. It's a type of aquatic vegetation. It's taken the pond over. And I wanted to treat it, and the guy says he'll kill my lily pads if he doesn't. So I'm at a crossroad because it's taken me years to have a beautiful lily pond.
Yeah.
Half the pond is lily pads, and underneath of it's crystal clear. But from lily pads across, it's a mat now. It's a mat, and it's actually, I have my aerators off right now because I got to cut all the grass away from it so they start spewing again.
Yeah. Okay.
And then once again, it's a healthy pond. We got giant koi, we got bluegills in there, but aesthetically, it's not what people consider a clean pond, but it truly is a healthy pond. It's got a lot of vegetation in it.
Okay.
What's the name of that, the invasive?
I believe it's called coontail.
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 And I know
And I think
duckweed
that's
is,
the layman's term for it.
I know duckweed has been a problem on the Potomac for ages and ages.
But the duckweed is truly, it pulls nitrogen out of the water. Like I said, it's a hydroponic. The root system actually, it's a floating plant, and the roots just sit there and it absorbs nutrients and everything else. And it blocks the light to algae. Algae needs photosynthesis to take place.
Oh, so it's actually protecting the.
It is, like I said, on a windy day and all that gets pushed to one side, what do you see?
Is there any I mean, is there any natural, what do you call it?
At
Not,
one
is there something that eats that duckweed or?
One time, we had,
Honestly, I just looked at.
we had grass
Oh, no, the
carp.
coontail.
We had grass carp, which you no longer can, because it's a very invasive species.
Okay.
They took it. So some of the ponds I've introduced koi, and they don't eat it at the same volume that the grass carp did.
And ducks apparently eat the
Coontail.
The coontail's fabulous for waterfowl.
Yeah, we need some ducks.
Oh, we got ducks in the fall time. But anyways, so it's
Okay. I didn't mean to go on a pond.
I can go ponds for a while, but anyways, our ponds in general are very healthy. There's better ponds than others. They are stormwater management ponds. They were never designed to be trophy fishing water.
Sport fishing, yeah.
It was never, designed to be a wildlife area. They were designed for or sediments, which that does a good job. But actually, that every time it collects sediment, shortens the life of the pond. It's filling in. We've had the state look at, or the county, and they're like, they're not filled up enough for us to dredge.
Oh,
And then the water, then when you dredge it, it's very expensive because they consider it toxic soils. So it's kind of a county you don't want to fool with. But anyway, with that said,
Okay.
the fishing was great this springtime. There's a lot of fish in there for everything.
There you go. There you
Do my
go.
thing. I brought about 200 fish so far this year. I'll continue to restock throughout the summer. So anyways, that's where our sports programs are running full tilt. Our fields are maxed out, soccer, baseball, girls soccer, maxed out.
Off ball.
Yeah, the softball is fantastic right now. The bathrooms at home should be online within the next week or two. They're doing the final
Does that tie in the lights then?
electricity today.
Yeah.
We just got the lights on the tennis courts / pickleball courts, so they'll be happy on that.
Sweet.
And so anyways, like I said, we've been busy getting all these little projects tied in. The Spring Fest went, even for bad weather, nice turnout, went well. Tara did a fantastic job handling it, and she was so depressed. I say, you can't control the weather. You do everything you can, and then the weather comes, you just make sure what you get.
I heard it was.
She
I
did,
heard it was
she
a
did.
pretty good turnout.
Oh, it was still a good turnout, yes. Yeah, oh, yeah, that beer was flowing. But anyway, that's fine. Once again, we broke the ice on that. Our next one, I believe, is June 7th, Niles, red, white, and blue, or something like
Yep.
that.
Who was
Yeah.
the chair of that? The Springfest? Tara?
Like, what's that?
Herr Schultz, yeah.
Yeah, she took
She's-
that place. And,
Yeah, she's a new events person.
and I
Yep.
think,
Okay.
I think she did a great job.
I think she did too.
Oh, yeah. And so, anyways, we're getting into our busy time with our parks. We're still trying to work out, now, we're still working a time for the electricity upgrade, trying to get that put together.
Yes, so we're trying to work out the time for the electricity at Wayland's that matches when we have open time
So we
with
don't
event.
disturb, yeah, so we
Yeah.
don't disturb.
Right, so it might be October, so first we're thinking maybe July, August, like end of July, early August. Another thought is October, we are still working on that and
Yeah.
trying to work out exactly that timing.
So we're updating the
Power-
power grid out here at Wayland Commons for when we have events. It really wasn't designed for all the generators and everything, everything that's plugged in. So now we're trying to get that updated. Yeah,
As you can tell, we've been busy, there you go.
and all the lights.
There's groundbreaking by the skate park.
That's not groundbreaking.
What is that?
Not groundbreaking.
I know, I was like, what is
But
that?
I will,
What it is, that's a staging ground for a project. Coalhouse is getting new water lines. So that's a temporary staging, it might be moving, we'll keep you informed
I
on
was
that.
really excited. I was like, is
These-
it a new skate park? And they didn't tell us.
no, you will know when that's gonna
I
happen
was
too.
really like,
Yeah.
That will be actually what's looking at I'm trying to pull it up. I think it'll be this fall, as it
Okay.
turns out, because we were just talking to Brad about that, and I will look up what our last email was. I want to say it's the fall, and he has not given us a more definite time than that. But we are slated for the fall.
Awesome.
oh,
All right.
Yep, we have you scheduled for this fall, so that is the latest.
cool.
We're busy. We're a busy town
Yep.
now, which is great.
Quite.
We've done our job.
Mr. Eck, are you? I mean, I didn't mean to cut you off. Are you finished, Mr.
I'm
King?
done, I'm fine.
Mr. Eck?
Yes, so I have the Commissioner's report, Commissioner's meeting report from May report to the Parks Board meeting of May the 8th, which is today. So the agenda included a discussion about the chicken ordinance, ordinance number 228. The previous ordinance was number 224. Several residents provided testimony regarding changes to the current backyard chicken ordinance 224. The request was to change the following: increase the number of hens from 6 to 10, but only for properties of 1 acre or larger. Reduce the minimum coop size from 4 square feet per chicken to 2 square feet per chicken. Reduce the minimum distance from a dwelling or principal structure from the current 100 feet to 50 feet. A public hearing regarding the changes to this chicken ordinance was held on Monday, May the 6th, at the Commissioners' meeting. One resident spoke against the changes, and one resident spoke in favor of the changes. Several emails in favor of the changes were sent to Town Hall. No vote was taken at that time.
Can we add goats into the next one? I really, I don't want to have them on my
So-
list anymore.
Votes.
We
It should
we
be-
did have a resident who has requested they be able to use. I think it was goats. I think it was goats. Yeah, to
for-
graze on some property they have in town. So
Oh, yeah.
we were waiting to hear back from them on how they actually plan to do that. But that was something that
Yeah.
came up.
Yes. I just want some pygmy goats running around my back.
More economical than lawnmowers. It should be noted that enforcement of the zoning, this is still regarding chickens, i.e. the distances enforced by Poolesville, the enforcement of potential animal neglect or abuse is enforced by Montgomery County. Next topic, Spring Fest. I attended Poolesville Spring Fest on Saturday, May the 4th. Super congratulations to Tara Schultz, Kathy Bupp, Preston King's team, and the entire Spring Fest team. The efforts by the Spring Fest team clearly outshined the weather. Poolesville proudly hosted Montgomery County Council President Andrew Friedson, Montgomery Councilwoman Marilyn Balcombe, and our Maryland State Representative Lily Chi. Positive comments from all were appreciated. Huge thank you to all my fellow Poolesville commissioners for showing their great support. Great job by the Spring Fest team, one and all. The HMD, that's the, what is HMD? Historic Medley, oh my goodness. Historic Medley District. I'm attending the Historic Medley District Anniversary Dinner, I think it's their 50th anniversary, on Thursday, May the 8th at the Belly Cliff Farm. And I know the other commissioners are there as well. I attended the Board of Education forum or debate on April 24th, hosted by the Fair Access Committee at the Poolesville Memorial Church. There were approximately 12 Board of Education candidates at the debate. It was not really a debate, it was more of a forum, which each candidate getting the opportunity to answer prepared questions. Several candidates impressed me, and I made a list, and I'm going to vote for those folks. If you want me to share the list, I'm happy to do that. The Parks Board welcomes Christina Carr on May the 8th as the recent appointee to the Parks Board. I attended the Sound of Music performance. And I thought the Sound of Music performance, I sent an email to Principal Carruthers at the Poolesville High School, and I said the performance was positively spectacular. I was impressed by the performance of all the actors. I came away with renewed assurance of the character and positivity of our younger generations. And I asked Principal Carruthers to extend my thanks to all of the teachers and students. Principal Carruthers kindly emailed me back. I want to thank you for he said, I want to thank you for your kind words about the Sound of Music. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Your incredible, thoughtful message was shared with Mr. Bauman, the drama director, so he could share it with the cast and crew. I'm glad you got to see the glimpse of what, I think this is the important part. I'm glad you got to see the glimpse of what makes schools special. Each and every day, I'm reminded of the promise of our future. It's wonderful to block out the noise and actually work with the future generations. I know we're in good hands for many, many years. I hope you're well, and thanks again. Also, at the Commissioner's report, Commissioner Reed gave a report. I reported that Poolesville is close to submitting the information for the Sustainable Municipality nominations, which is coming up at the Maryland Municipal League conference. I think it's in June or July. And he also noted that Spring Fest was a great success. Commissioner Brown gave his report, likewise noting that Springfest was a great success. Thanks to everyone that provided input regarding the chicken ordinance. Commissioner Brown visited the pool bubble at Hood College. Poolesville has requested that Montgomery County place a bubble over the Sarah Hour Pool, that's right over here on
Yeah.
what? Yeah, right over here, to extend the use of the pool beyond the summer months.
Whatever road you're gonna call it.
And also, Commissioner Brown met with Councilwoman Marilyn Belcombe to advocate for the funding for WUMCO. Also, congratulations to Fair Access Committee with the Board of Education Candidate Forum, and it is on YouTube, so if you care to watch all of the questions and answers, you're welcome to do that. Commissioner Maxima provided the following report. She agreed the Spring Fest was a great success. It was noted that the vendors and participants did not tear up the grass. The Fair Access Committee continues to advocate for the community center. The Board of Education debate, although not well attended in person, the number of YouTube views was exceeded 150, so that's great. Commissioner Maxima presented a proposal for a pride flag in Wayland Commons. Commissioner Maxima proposed that the addition of a LBGTQIA flag during Pride Month of June and on one of the flag poles in Wayland Commons. The alternative proposal was to add pride flags on the poles along Fisher Avenue. Commissioner Brown noted that the flags on the poles in town were placed by the American Legion, not the town, so the town doesn't actually own those flags.
The American Legion does the.
You know, the ones along with the military veterans?
They do?
Yeah, yeah.
I thought Preston did that.
Not the ones right by the, in front of Whale Commons.
American Legion does this, but Preston does, the town. don't
I
they?
put those up.
Yeah, but probably on,
They permitted the pole.
they get,
They permitted, so they went through the permitting process to put those up.
Oh, so you need a permit to put something on the pole?
On those poles, you have to have a permit, which they went through and got permit.
Who grants the permit?
The power company, who,
Oh.
Yeah,
Allegheny.
those aren't, we don't own them.
Yeah, I didn't think
Yeah,
so,
our
but
company
I was like, I
does.
know the American Legion doesn't own them.
No, but
Yeah.
they went through the process and permitted.
Huh, I didn't even know you had a permit to the power company. I just learned
Now
that.
we know, guys.
They have a whole
Learn
permitting
something every
regime.
week.
well, thank you for asking.
Yeah,
You can permit this from me if you want.
Commissioner Radigan noted that Poolesville should consider developing a policy regarding the placement of flags in Whale Commons. Commissioner Reed supported the idea of creating a policy governing the placement of flags on town property. Commissioner Brown noted that 3 flags in Whale Commons are government-based. He encourages residents to fly the pride flag, additionally possibly create a flag on the Wayland Commons band shell for commemorative flags. Commissioner Brown also noted that a presentation by the local Poolesville Pride Group would be invited to come and create the advocacy for raising awareness and showing support would be appreciated. Commissioner Brown further noted that the topic will be added to the agenda for the second Commissioner meeting in May. Public comment, Mr. Tom Kettler noted that multi-chamber event at Crossvines on June the 6th from 5 to 7 p.m. Town manager report, the graphic for the water tower is being redone as the original graphic was the wrong scale. The Montgomery County Alliance for Water report was released. Mr. Wade Yost, town manager, will arrange a meeting with our local water experts to discuss climate change, well performance, and the future water requirements. Assistant Town Manager Niles Endereg, this is you, Niles, noted that the water line main pipes are being replaced. This also involves reconnecting the individual homes and the water lines to the homes on Cohos to the new water main lines. The lights at Helmos Park are being reconnected, so thank you. The construction of the restrooms at Helmos Park is about 90% complete. Oh, it ends there. Love Jeff.
Hey, the water main,
Yep.
thank you, Jeff. The water main,
project, yeah.
project just reminded me, how are we on the GIS system?
We are working for that. The water department used it already to do the valves throughout town, the water valve, the hydrants throughout town, and then they're next going to do the valves. I missed. Turn up the
So
order.
they're using our mapping to do that?
Our data, they're adding data to our mapping. So
Oh, awesome.
it's
Okay.
both. So they're both using it and they're adding it to it. And eventually Preston's guys are gonna get a chance on it, about the streetlights and such. So we're
Yeah,
gonna,
so this is a multi-year project we've been working on because there's a lot of institutional knowledge in Preston's head and Wade's head and everybody else that we didn't have a central repository. So the GIS system is what's going to be like if a water main breaks, we can go, okay, this is where it's at. This is where we need to go. So it's been
this was the last time it was worked on.
yeah,
stuff like that.
exactly. It's this is just the data collection phase of that. So when you mentioned, I was like, oh, what's the update on that? Okay.
And maybe just a follow-up question for Niles. Is the GIS system, is that the responsibility of Poolesville or Clark and Azar?
So it is, Clark and Azar are helping with it. Actually, the main contractor is Wallace Montgomery, who also did the comprehensive plan. And it is data that is owned and housed by the town. So we have the license to use the GIS system, which is from Esri, a company called Esri. So we are the ones who own the data. We are the ones that are going to maintain the data. But all of the various contractors that we work with have some part in that process.
Because they're helping us do the mapping.
Right. Well,
Yep.
thank you.
Cool.
Thank you, sir. Do we have any other discussion topics? If not, I would like to entertain a motion.
Nothing from you? Over there? No?
I,
Oh,
unless,
you have more?
No, I was-
he's going to make a motion.
I was going to, yeah, unless Gail wanted to make a motion, we adjourn?
For Jeff.
I have a motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second. Oh, you want a second?
Oh, yeah.
A second.
A second to adjourn. All right. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? We're out of here at 8:21.
Well done, 8:21.
All right, that was quick. Thanks, Niles.
We will have a meeting in